All right, so I wanted to do an updated video to talk a little bit about some more features and things that exist within here. For instance, we're on Kick right now. If you click here, this is how you load in a preset of your choice. So you can see you can do one shot, generate variations, click normal, and then browse, and then you can go find your samples, bring them in, set them up as a one shot, or you can bring in multiple samples and do the round robin thing. All right, so we'll click that one off. I'm not going to go through and demonstrate everything. I'm just kind of showing you around the GUI. All right, and then you would click import to bring them in. So that's the importing of samples on a brief measure. There's another thing that kind of gets overlooked. I think I overlooked it at least, and that is that you can use your MIDI controller to trigger these, right? Because these are one bar. So you can also trigger the sound, which I'm doing right now. So portion of the keyboard, I want to say this all depends on your keyboard that you have, but in my case, I have 49 keys. Maybe I could show this on the screen. Hold on, let me grab this. This helps to visualize it. So we're going to go back a couple octaves. Okay, so you can see here this side all the way. When you get to this one, so the white keys from that sort of like middle C, for some reason one, you have to hold it, and then you get that. But then you'll see all the next 10 white keys correspond to whatever's. And you can switch between excuse me, seamlessly. So if I'm starting here, but I want to catch the tail end, that last bar or last measure of that bar, I can just switch. Or if I want to catch the feel at whatever time. So what's good about that is being able to play it live. So if I hit, um, first of all, it is sync to this tempo. So now we're going to hit record. So you can just record bits and pieces. And if you need to put your metronome on, put your metronome on. Um, and then you can just go back in and adjust where you want the timing to be, or leave them off a little bit if you want that too. Put that there, shorten this one. There you go. And then now you have a different break. There you go. So that's a cool way to make your own little drum breaks, mixing up the bars. Of course, if you need to keep all the parts, as we showed in the previous video that I was doing, you can just MIDI split or just grab the MIDI from each bar, hold down shift when you select. So select the first one, hold down shift, select the second one, maybe the third one, and then let's say this is the fourth one. Then just grab the MIDI and it will take all four of those patterns collectively together. Let me see if I can move this so you can see it. So this is pretty much what it's doing. And then the only thing is that, let me see if I can fix this. When you do this, you have to keep in mind um, that it's not going to play the timing of that. Let's put that right there. I guess I should have picked up more of it. But anyway, let's actually undo that. You got to keep in mind the timing of where this is going to come in. It's not going to play right on time. So you're going to have to, like I'm doing here, kind of draw out how many bars you need extra just to cover that space. I guess that makes sense. So if you go option, drag over like that, now you have enough to fill that gap. And then you just took the fill off of this end. Maybe you want to put one more hi-hat right there. Okay, so now you have, well, let me fix it real quick. We'll go, I did not mean to duplicate, I meant to, the only, again, I do not like the fact that it keeps putting this time signature thing up here. It drives me crazy. I don't, and maybe it works for some dogs, but I don't like it in Ableton at least. Need to loop that out. And I have to say, the way he designed this to where the swing and everything sounds so good, it to me is one of the best when it comes to sounding real. I know it's real drum hits, but it also just the way it plays, the way it swings and everything, it just has a real nice feel to it. So that said, let's see, I think there was one more thing I wanted to show you. Oh yeah. So you'll see right here the triplets. It's confusing a little bit because over here you can only do 4, 8, and 16. But when you're in 16, you can split something. So I'm just going to do it here. So let's say in 16 you have these 4. If you click, I think it's in the middle, if you just click and drag up, click, double click, is it double click? It's double click, then drag up. And then you can do this. So let's see, this is on 1. So it could be a little more intuitive, I think, but not bad nonetheless. So I mean, like down here, this is 4, right? So if you double click, it'll split in half. If you do it again, it'll split in triplets, then 4s. But it only can go so far with using a 4. So if you go up to 16, now you get more splits. Split, right? And then you can split even these 30 seconds, I believe. Split that up. Right. So there you go. So that gives you a little more play. Now, I think the reason that that may be the case, and I'm just speculating, is because if you put each one of these like 30 seconds, you would have to give the person the ability to adjust inside of here, and it may complicate the layout of this particular program. I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I have no clue on that. But I want to show you one more thing. So if you, I think it was right. So right click will split if you double right click, but I think that's any double. And if you see, if you keep clicking, it will go all the way through all the splits that it can do. Right. And again, if you're on 4, you can only split those 4. Um, Certain instruments here have other instruments built into it. For instance, if I put this here, if I right click, I can use either a regular snare, a cross stick, a rim shot, a buzz, or a cross stick flam. So I'm going to show you this. Let's just do a cross stick. But over here, we're going to split this, and then I'm going to make this one a cross stick flam, and this one another cross stick. So you could have I'm just showing you this portion here. So you could have it do that. And if you look, you have to pay attention to this because there's no timeline thing moving across, but it actually is there. So I'm going to hold it down. Watch how it goes through this portion into this portion. Okay. You can see it a little bit better over here. Let's go here. Watch the hi-hats. See how the white is moving across it? So you can see the timeline moving when you're holding it down. That's the reason why I wanted you to see that. And it leaves these little dots here, and I'm not sure why, so I'm going to get rid of them. I think it's telling you that they're using a half open or a different thing. That's another thing. So the hi-hats, and I believe the kick too. No, just the hi-hats. So the hi-hats and snare have different ones you can use. I don't know if the cymbal does. No, the cymbal 2 does. And I'm not sure on the cymbal 3. Nope. So only certain ones have other parts to them. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Yeah. Okay. I'll get rid of this. All right. So there you go. Now you can see that. Um, Let me make sure I'm showing you everything I wanted to in here. Because those are the hit. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about this. So this is all humanization stuff here. This is obviously swing. That's pretty. Wonk and drift sound confusing because they don't know what it means. But it's just a way to give the pattern a little more humanization and kind of make it so it's not so it has a little randomness. Like a drummer would hit stuff, he would never hit it exactly the same 100% all the time. So it gives you a little bit of that humanization feel. And that's the best way to think of it. Wonk and drift. I think I would personally change the name of that and put it two things that make more sense to a drummer or to just the average person that uses other drum software. But that's just my take on it. Again, you don't have to um, use this, but it's nice if you want to give a little variation. Let me show you one more thing because this was something that I was wondering. So new beat sheet means that it gives you, if you click it and you say clear, it's going to clear only the pattern that you're on. So you can see it did it there. Now, if you go in and say new beat sheet set, it clears all of them. So I honestly think this is a little confusing with the wording. I would probably say clear, clear all, or clear track, clear all. Just keep it simple. The more simple and intuitive that it is, the easier for people to get it, what's going on. So that's just something that I would personally rather see. Now, there's more operations that you can do within here. That's what he calls them, operations, sheet operations. Like copy the entire sheet. So if you're on, let's pull up, yeah, there we go. Give me something to work with. All right, if you pull up this, do we have a blank one? Not really. Let's make this one blank. So we're gonna go again. So I have to think about it. That's the problem. So we're gonna go, nope, we don't want to clear all. We just want to clear the one. Okay. So let's say you want this sheet to be on this one. You just put your marker on there and then copy the entire sheet. It's been copied. Go to 2, and then you'll see a paste, and you can paste it to whatever sheet you want. So we'll go paste here, and there it is. This is cool because you can make a initial page with your MIDI layout, and then you can make small adjustments, which is nice, right? So that's pretty cool that you could do that. Simple. Then you have the lane copy. So you could pick, like, if I just want these snares copied, and I want them to be over here on 5. You don't even have to go to 5 on this because they allow you to pick which one you want. So I could go to 5 and then put it on there. And there's this already these. So there it is. Paste it. So I like this navigation going through here and being able to tell it which sheet. This is nice. This makes sense a lot. You're copying a lane. This makes a little sense. Sheet operations. We get these are sheets. We have to come to that grip. I think we don't use the word sheets as much. We use the word pattern. I think that's the tendency. We want to copy a pattern. So the verbiage is just a little confusing, but otherwise, if you can adapt to the verbiage, the actual what it does, I mean, it's perfect. It's great. Um, if you don't know, this beats here is your user beats that you create, as well as the demo and the ones that he's made as presets, built-in presets. Okay, and if you make a new beat or a sheet, I can't get the words right. It's just so weird to say beat sheet. If you make a new layout or a pattern, just save so that way you can, come back to it and revisit it. And then you can always load and et cetera, et cetera. So those are just the things that I wanted to point out, um, that I didn't spend a lot of time on the first video. He does have his own videos, so I highly suggest looking into them so that you can kind of get a feel for anything that you may want to know. I think he pretty much covers the majority of it, in his videos. But this right here, there's no label over it, and there's no label over this volume. So looking at this could be pan, this could be we don't know. So it would be nice to see volume over here, then maybe division or something here, and then that would help a person understand what these numbers mean. I still think and still feel that this is a bit wonky, but to make the UI work, I guess that's what he has to do. You can only split so much in each division. So these are the numbers, divisions, and then each division can only have so many splits. Like the max you can have if you have 4 is 4. The max you can have with 8 is 8. And the max you can have with 16, I'm sorry, the max you can have with 8 is 16. The max you can have with 16 is 32. So hopefully that makes sense. So in other words, you can split more in here. So let's do this. But you can't split that. See, as soon as you go back, it'll. So, yeah, what is this, 5? Oh, so you would think, like, if this is 16, where's the rest? You'd want to see 16 steps. It doesn't look like 16 steps, so it's confusing. So that's one of the challenges in using this, is that you got to try to grasp the dev's mindset on how he's thinking. Um, so it would be nice to see a few things change here. And maybe in time, as he watches some of the videos of users or listens to the feedback, which he seems to be open to listen to, he can make some changes that will help you to understand it a little bit better, maybe. So that's the goal. All right. Just wanted to give you an update. Pocket Drums, I still think this is a really cool app. Grab it for Black Friday if it's still on sale. And definitely looking forward to seeing what people think. I'm out.